Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's #1 mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jay Golan, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We're recording this Monday, December 26th, Boxing Day, as some places refer to it. Not really here, but and someone went to the Celtics game yesterday.
Woo! And what a good one it was.
I know. We were supposed to record on Christmas Day, but a little Christmas surprise put a wrench in that plan. But plenty of other games to talk about as well. It's been a while since we've recorded. We've had Christmas. We've had a World Cup win here in Argentina that interfered with some of our scheduling. So it's been Celtics have had their ups and downs, but it's been a while.
Let's start with the first game.
Let's do it. So I believe that would be last episode we capped off the West Coast trip, and now we've been home for 5 straight. So we'll start with the first of 2 Orlando Magic games. Celtics lose to the Orlando Magic 109-117. What do you got?
Well, first I'll just say it was a horrendous game.
Yeah.
Horrendous. Embarrassing. Yeah, it was a tough one. My high, and I'm not sure why, was Al, who shot pretty well, but he only played 15 minutes and ejected. Yeah. That was his ejected game.
Yeah,
That's right. He was shooting well, he was defending well, and he got ejected.
Kind of swung the momentum for a little there.
That's right. Yeah, because he was the only one. He was the only one playing well.
Yeah.
And then he was gone.
After he hadn't played in like a month either, because he didn't go on the road trip. So
it was like an early elbow to get free.
He was the only guy was fresh, and I bet he was a big part of the game plan. But in
the beginning he was the only one playing well. So for his 15 minutes he was my high. My low was no ball movement whatsoever, like zero. The Orlando Magic made us look like we had no offense whatsoever, and I'm not saying just missed shots. They moved well, they passed well, they made us look like we had no offense whatsoever. So that was my high and low.
My high was, to preface this was also the return of Robert Williams, first game of the year,
and he did well.
Correct. That was my high, is Robert Williams looking like Robert Williams, because with a guy that relies like so much on his athleticism, like after 2 knee surgeries, you wonder, like, is he gonna be the same guy? And he immediately looks, not comfortable, but athletically the same kind of presence, and that's huge. Because the chemistry and stuff will come. It's more the kind of confidence and athleticism piece, and he looks like exactly the same.
Bouncy.
Yeah, just running around, jumping on everybody. No regard for his body, and so that was good. My low, there were a lot of lows. My low, I said, was the reliance on 3, and this is just a thing all year now. It's like, we don't shoot well from 3. Well, we're screwed. And we shot just abysmally, 23%, and it's like, well, that's just the game now. That's how we play our offense. It's like, maybe we should figure out other ways to score before we just give up on games like this. But credit to the Magic. They moved the ball really well. That's a good young team.
Mo Wagner.
Yeah. Both Wagner's.
25 points, 9 for 12. Mo Wagner. He made us look like jumps. Those two made us look like
another thing. A little annoying. We cut both Mo Wagner and Bol. I couldn't believe when we cut Bol. I've always been a Bol guy since he was at Oregon.
And he looked decent too. He played well. I thought he did. Agreed.
He's like 7'4" and skilled, and he's still very young. He's like,
and he has gained some weight. He is a little bigger than he moves a little better.
Moves shockingly well for how awkward and lanky he looks.
Agreed. And dribbles well.
Yes, he's good.
He dribbles for how tall he is. His handle is better than Jaylen Brown's.
He's 20. He's 23.
Did I say that? Yeah.
And we
Yeah,
could use a
agreed.
big man, and we just cut him. We got him in a trade, and then we couldn't find a roster spot, and just cut. Like, I was annoyed at the time, and I'm even more annoyed now that happened. But yeah, just not a good game.
Yeah. And Tatum was abysmal. He was abysmal. He was
yeah. I mean, everyone
negative
was
10, -10.
Yeah.
And when he was off the floor was the only time. There was a time when he sat on the bench that
Mhm.
our offense looked decent, and we started kind of climbing back into it. So that game was not good for him. He was not himself at all. That's all I have to say for that. 3-point shooting, I agree. We just shot too many. I mean, 46 out of 84 shots were threes.
Yeah.
Over 50%. Like, what? And
I know,
when you're missing,
Scal is always
keep
like, we're
going.
getting good looks. I'm like, okay, but they're not going in. Like,
Exactly.
let's figure something else out. At 3 quarters, it's like, okay, you need to switch the game plan a little.
Yeah, agreed. And they weren't, I mean, we caught up enough so that we didn't need to be hucking 3-point shots. We were, somewhat close enough that we could have dug out with twos eventually. But anyway, that's that game. Glad it's over. Then
we play them again, rematch. Team is reinvigorated. Didn't want to get embarrassed by the Magic again.
No Tatum.
No Tatum.
Yeah.
But we lose to the Magic again, 92-95. And to be honest, I did not. This game fell on the same day that Argentina won the World Cup, so I did not watch this game. I was gonna watch it after the Pacers won, and then we'll get to that. But I was so disgusted after that I couldn't watch this game. And the Patriots had just lost in disgusting fashion too. I sat this one out. So this one's on you. I couldn't bear.
So my low was that Orlando had less turnovers than we did on our home court. They had 13 and we had 16. We just looked a little lost. It was a little better than the game before, but that's only because the Magic weren't shooting as well. That's the only reason. We got a little better on defense, clogged the middle a little better. They weren't cutting as easily. But threes again, we shot 25%, 12 for 47. 47 of our 89 shots were threes, and we made 12 of them. I mean, that was the big issue. We weren't shooting well because they didn't have a great game that game. They played very well the first game. They were okay the second game. Still better than us, obviously, but it wasn't like they were shooting lights out. So yeah, we just, again, did not look right and weren't prepared. I feel as though we weren't prepared. Did we watch any film? Did we know about any players? I almost feel as though we came into this game looking at their record, like we have done in the past, ill prepared, and we lost to them before, and we still looked ill prepared covering certain people. Like, and I'll get into that more as the games go on. But yeah, ill prepared. That's how I felt. Low intensity and ill prepared, and counting on the three, like you said. That's all I have for that game.
Second straight loss brings us to the third straight loss. Celtics 112, Pacers 117. First half of this game is probably the low point of the season. Oh boy. I mean, credit to them. I won't even blame it all on the Celtics. They couldn't miss. It was unbelievable. I mean, the Pacers just could not miss a shot. Not that we played well, not that we didn't hand them, but man.
My high was good for Nesmith. He looked good. I thought he looked good. I'm happy for him. He worked hard. We let him go and he got a starting position as of right now. I mean, I'm not sure if that is how it's going to be, and I was like, oh no, Nesmith's starting. He's come a long way. He's a different player than he was with us. I thought he played incredibly well and with still his energy. He still had, I think, 5 fouls, but not that, jump on people, fall on people. I
thought
he played well.
He's the most confusing player that I've ever seen because
he's strong and fast.
Yeah, but the scouting report on him coming out of college is he's a knockdown shooter. That was his thing. He's not even in this game. Player. No, he wasn't. He's a good player. No. He does everything but knockdown shoot. It's like the most mind-blowing thing. Coming out of the draft, everyone's saying, oh, he was like one of the highest percentage 3-point shooters in college. He's a 3-point specialist. That was his thing. that's like just not his thing. Like it's the most like who was watching this guy, because that's literally not at all what he does. He does other. I mean, the issue in Boston was he just does what like Tatum and Brown do, just not as well. Like sorry, but that's just kind of what it is.
Yes.
So he's a good player and he'll be in the NBA.
But he was good with them. I thought he passed well.
I agree.
He had a few assists. He had 3 assists, 2 steals, 6 rebounds, and 15 points. And I think he played, I don't know, 20 something minutes. I don't know. But I thought I good for him. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I like when I see somebody come from our team, get cut and do
I just
well
think the Celtics drafted him to be in like the Sam Hauser role, and that's just not what he is. Like
that's another topic.
Don't understand. Yeah, he's been
struggling. So bad for him. Yeah. My low for that game, the first half was part of it. I'm not sure I wrote down a low for that game, actually. Quite a lot of highs. I think the first half was my low. It was painful.
Yeah, it was painful.
Basketball gods were very angry with us.
My low,
as my sister Deb said,
was Derek White, who, I mean, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was just for this game. I'd say sometimes when I have lows like players like that, it's more of an accumulation of a couple of games where they're just like slumping. And I just think he started off very
shooting
well.
Wise,
couple just not shooting well performances and just not as into the game, I don't think. And yeah, he struggled in this one again after, but you know, as we'll get to the next couple, he's kind of swung it back around. But my high was the almost comeback at the end.
Yes.
/ Tatum just saying, I'm just going to take over this game. He was like, no one else is shooting well. He was unbelievable.
He was much better.
He was just like, they can't guard me. I'm going to get to the basket time and time again. I'm going to get to the basket.
Less threes.
Just
less threes.
It was drive the ball, put my shoulder down, and go straight to the basket over and over and over. He's like, if no one else is going to score, I'm just going to do. And it was unbelievable. They couldn't stop him. And he almost single-handedly brought us back and, you know, got us into the game. It was like,
he improved his numbers the second half, big time. They were abysmal the first half.
Yeah. Well, nobody, I mean,
he,
like no one else was doing anything. And I think he just said, you know, I'm feeling good and I'll just bowl through these guys.
Yeah. 41 points.
Yeah.
13 for 25. My high was JT's second half. He was incredible. Agree. And my other high was Peyton Pritchard getting the start. I was very excited. He got a little, I honestly think his defense is very good. And against certain teams, I think he'll be a little spark plug on defense if they give him the chance. I think he had some very good moments in his start in the first half and he only played 17 minutes total, but I think defensively, he gives us a little spark and he covers shooting guards very well. Yeah. Unfortunately, when we switch, that's the issue.
Correct. Anyone who doesn't have size on him, he plays great. It's not
100%. His D was very good during that game. And I'm glad he got a chance because he works very hard. And like I said, I think his D is outstanding. Still not shooting all that well. So yeah, JT and Peyton getting a shot were my two favorite. Pacers shot well too. I mean, it's 62 rebounds. They had 47. So I mean, the numbers it was a close game.
All these teams just have like guys. It's crazy. These teams that weren't supposed to be good. I was like, oh my gosh, Orlando's good. Pacers are good. There's like maybe a couple teams that really stink. And I don't think.
Well, and also though, similar to the Magic, I don't think we came into this game prepared for this team.
Correct.
Because it's all different. I mean, Neesmith starts, right? How much film are you watching on Neesmith? Not a lot, right? So I think it's about defensive intensity and really knowing a team is when we shine, which takes us into the next game.
Yeah. Finally, 3 straight losses. Celtics get a win, 121-109 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. What do you got for this one?
My high was knowledge of the team. Their intensity is completely different with the Bucks than any other team.
This is not the Bucks. This is not the Bucks. Timberwolves.
Oh, Timberwolves. I think I forgot about the Timberwolves.
We did, what?
We did win. I think I forgot about the Timberwolves. I was doing
Yes.
all my notes this morning. All right, you tell me about the Timberwolves and I'll tell you.
I
I did watch the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves.
I was so excited about the Bucks that
it was close all the way through, and I think my high was just a crunch time. It was like we knew we couldn't lose a fourth straight game, and we just clutch play down. We were losing kind of late, and clutch play down the stretch. We pulled away and just got a win in a close game against another team that kind of needs wins. So I think that's my high. Just as I've batted again and again, and we struggle in close games down the stretch historically, and I just think we just pulled this one out, and I think that was those are the biggest games to me when we're the better team and we look like it in a close game and pull away late. It's like that's what I need to see more of, and I think that's what we did.
Yeah, I thought they were terrible. I'm just going to point that out. I didn't think they played well. The Timberwolves. I think that's why I forgot.
They're a mess. Yeah.
I did not think they played well or together at all. Like I almost forgot about this game. It should not have been as close as it was. We look like that. I think that once again, our 3-point shooting was abysmal.
That was my
13
low.
for 46. 13. That is what kept this game close.
That was my low. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember now that I'm in the beginning, we not learned from the 3 previous games.
Yeah.
So almost 50%, a little bit less. We had 100 shots, but in the beginning, our 3-point shooting was still abysmal, not good. And we kept doing it. Like that's, I think, honestly, what kept it close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just didn't think they were that good.
No,
I really didn't.
They have just chemistry issues. The Rudy Gobert trades is just a disaster for them.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns has been out a while, so he's not playing.
And that would have made a big difference, I think.
Yeah, but he just doesn't fit with Gobert. Like, what did they?
I don't think any of them fit together well.
No,
yes.
What did they? Why they paid so much for Gobert, who just doesn't fit on this team like at all. And then the worst part is, who I thought he's not my opponent of the week, but he was a consideration was Scal. So the same thing. Naz Reid, their backup center, was unbelievable.
Oh yes, really he was really good. Yes,
I don't like they traded for Gobert and they just didn't need him. It was a terrible trade.
Yeah,
I thought he was excellent.
Have him start. Have Gobert come off the.
They just can't to save face. They just traded 4 first-round picks for the guy, and they're paying him like $40 million a year.
Yeah, offensively, he's terrible. He does not. I always have been a Gobert fan.
Yeah, you are.
I am. Fan. I think defensively, he is extremely good. I think he looked a little lost, even on defense. You're right. He does not fit. But I was a big Gobert fan. I think defensively, he is.
I think he could. This is just not it. And then when your other best player is also a big guy, it's like you can't even play Gobert because he just clogs the middle for Karl Anthony Towns, who's a good offensive player in the post. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And Anthony Edwards was very good. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
I thought he played very well. Never really took over the game or anything, but he was very good. No. I mean, thank goodness they had him because
otherwise.
And D'Angelo Russell started out very strong in the beginning and then almost disappeared as the game went on. Just wasn't the same. He was excellent in the first half or the first quarter even, and then sort of I didn't think he stepped up at the second half for them. Yeah, I don't think they were good together. I think they have some talent, but they did not play well together. They were not very impressive. And again, I think the only thing that kept it close was our abysmal 3-point shooting.
Agreed.
We kept shooting and we're not making them. 20 something percent in that game as well. And almost 50% of our shots were threes. So
just when you're shooting,
we were the better team, like you said.
That much. Yeah.
Yes, we were the better team. So thank God we pulled that out. That's all I have for that because I almost forgot that whole game existed.
Well, now we can get to the big one. Christmas Day, top 2 teams in the NBA. Celtics beat the Bucks 139-118. You were in attendance. Christmas surprise, club seats.
And this is what I was saying. They are always prepared when they play the Bucks. They know who they are. They know they're good and what they have to do. And what it was chippy from minute one. They were tough. The Celtics were tough. They played tough defense. They double teamed when they needed to. Where is this for the rest of the games? It's non-existent. That same defense has not happened for the last 4 games. They're a different team when they play a team like this. When they know they're good and they know the team, it's like a whole different feel.
Agreed.
To the game. It really is. Chippy, minute one, both teams were at each other, chirping at each other. It was just a very tense kind
I
of
have mixed feelings about that, because it's like, on one hand, it is annoying. It's like, where was this versus those other teams? But on the other hand, it's like, I do like that we can like crank it up when we need to. That, like,
agreed.
We have that in it, that it's like, okay, this is a game. Like we're gonna like, I like that they know when to put the gas on and when to kind of like, it's annoying when you lose to teams like the Magic and you maybe lose some seeding, but I like that they know how to use that.
How about 50%? I'll take 50% of the intensity. Where do we go? Like 10% or 20%? 50%. Bring something to those games.
Agreed.
Especially when you're losing and you've lost the first one.
Well,
like the second one, bring it a little bit more. I don't know. So
some of those, like as I said, the Pacers one, I think they wanted to win that game. Tatum was like, we can't lose a third in a row, and they just
it was a different.
They just couldn't.
They all played differently.
They couldn't get it in the end, but no, this game was
and that's
great.
what I think leads to the confidence of the 3. We were messing them up on defense. We played good defense, which when you get those steals, when you're scrambling, when you're making it difficult for them to shoot, you start to feel good about yourself. And you have this, I don't know, it was a completely different type of game.
Yeah. My high was the defense. Because I mean, it's been the talk all year. Offense have been great, but the defense is sort of, taken a step back. And this game just felt like we just took it back. I've never felt so good about defense in a game where we gave up 118 points.
Agreed.
I felt like we just brought it defensively, especially on Giannis, which I guess we can get to. But I just felt that the defensive intensity that I think has been the one critique on this team this year was there for sure.
Yeah.
When it needed to.
And I think it's also about making their shots difficult, right? Even though they made some shots, Giannis had to work really hard all the time. I mean, his 2 his jumpers, unbelievable. I don't know why he doesn't do more of those. He's unbelievable. Against certain people, he should just keep shooting. I think he wears himself out by all the driving through people and getting on the foul line. That type of game, similar to Tatum. I think that's tiring. I think that's asking for an injury. And I think that you need that. But as much as those 2 players do it, like, that is tiring and rough. So he falls more than any player I know. And he's huge. Like, he falls all the time. Some acting, some I think he's exhausted in the end. Some of it from rounding over players and literally tripping over players. But that's a lot to fall, and it's exhausting. And tough way to play. But we made every shot. You're right. For 118 points, we made every shot difficult. We covered the 3 fairly well. Which I think good defense brings a confidence on offense as well. I just think we felt good about how we were playing, and you can just see it. And Tatum was phenomenal.
Oh my goodness.
He was great. When we needed him to be,
he didn't miss. It's just unbelievable. And then
go ahead.
Third quarter, he just couldn't miss. He was completely on fire. And as the fourth quarter starts, he's not as hot, and Jaylen Brown just comes out and hits a couple of huge threes and just buries them. And it's like, that's when the Celtics are at their best, when those 2 just go kind of like back and forth in terms of kind of I just like running the game and kind of scoring. It's like having both those guys that can kind of come when the other one's not scoring as well. It's like, it's hard
because even Jaylen Brown had a stint where, thank God, they took.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As soon as, and
I kept saying.
And then
take
Tatum
him
came
out.
in and was
Yeah,
unbelievable.
take
And then he
him
put-
out because
yeah.
he's horrible right now. And he sat down for
Yes.
a while and came back in and brought his numbers back up.
It's like he's like he loves like the first quarter and the fourth quarter. And
Yeah.
I don't know what happens in like the
In the
middle of
middle?
the game.
Yeah.
He's like a disaster.
Yeah.
But Tatum is great in those, so it works very well.
Yeah.
I loved our rotation on Giannis though. We never it was like Al takes a turn just taking bumps. Grant Williams takes a turn taking bumps. Blake Griffin only played 6 minutes, but his entire job for 6 minutes was just bump Giannis and just like make him tired.
And the reason he was put in there, and I think the Bucks played very smart, was to take a couple charges and get some fouls on Giannis, and he would do it. He
that was
puts
his whole
body.
job. Yeah,
he puts his body. I think it messed their game up a little bit because
even if you don't take a charge, you just give him a few bumps and get him more tired and more bumps. And like
he really didn't charge in on Blake Griffin though. I think they knew why he was brought in.
Yeah, it was 6 minutes.
That
was like his whole
job.
Which is guard Giannis for 6 minutes, take him out, put Grant Williams or Al back in. Once they've taken a few bumps, you switch to the other one. Robert Williams might take a few, but he's not doing too much.
Yeah.
But that was it. It was interesting. Cornette did not play. I guess they probably don't trust his Giannis defense. He only had 4 minutes.
He was garbage time. Yeah.
It's just interesting, like some of the rotation stuff. I haven't exactly figured out their thinking. Because like Cornette was playing down the stretch in the other game, and it's like he doesn't play at all. And I think maybe they don't like him against Giannis, and that's fair. I mean, but just interesting.
But same Rob Williams. I think he plays terrible against Giannis.
No, he's way too soft.
Yeah,
you can't put him
and he
on
only
Giannis.
played 13 minutes. So I think that it is good that we have kind of figured out you need somebody. It's not just about size and blocking, because I don't think you can block him. I think he's too strong. I don't think you're going to get a lot of blocks on him.
But you can play Robert Williams if they do the double. They play Brook Lopez and Giannis.
It helps at the rim.
Then you can actually play Robert Williams on Lopez and
agreed.
Do it that way. But they didn't do that.
My low was Brogdon. I thought he was terrible.
He was not very. He was actually my low as well.
Defense was not good, and I don't know. And that could be part of role, right? Role playing. What's your role in the game? I don't know if that's a planned thing, and maybe this wasn't his type of game. There are times when he is very slow on defense. He's tough, but he's not quick on defense.
No, he's very streaky. I don't know what. Sometimes he just can't.
And even the 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
What happened? Very interesting. But he was my my low. And you know what? They only out of 100. No, wait. How many shots did they have? 85. Oh no, they're still pretty close. 39 out of 85 for threes, but I guess we were making them. I was a little excited there for a second, thinking we had more shots, but no, that worries me. Relying on 3-point shooting worries me.
Agreed.
Very much so, because
I agree. Big concern.
All of them are streaky. Every 3-point shooter we have. I mean, poor Hauser. At least he was 50% yesterday. He had two.
He's been struggling.
In a tight game, and I don't know if that's the playing defense and doing, the rest of it is taking it out of him, or if it's weak. Very rarely do you feel like he gets his 3-point shot off, right? I don't think we do a great job still of setting him up where he is going to be successful. And I thought that was going to take pressure off Tatum. I really like he and Tatum playing together, because if he gets going kind of out there, that they have to cover.
They have to guard him. Agreed. They play.
So I was hoping he'd be that person, because the corner 3 doesn't necessarily open up Tatum. It's that top 3. If somebody has to guard him, Tatum can cut, or Tatum can, if they're worrying about this guy. Exactly. And so we just, other than Al, we just don't really have that person yet. Brogdon, I was hoping he'd be that person, but we'll see.
He's not a knockdown shooter like that, but how's the crowd?
But that was a fun game.
Crowd report.
It was really, Yeah. Well, we were in the lovely club seats again, right at center court. You cannot
I know, I saw the picture.
Oh my gosh, it was perfect. It's a perfect second time we've been in these seats. Perfect seats. But because it's club seats and they're exchanged and vendors give or whatever, the energy in that section is literally non-existent. Nobody stands. Nobody, like in the beginning when all the Celtics are coming in, all the ends, everyone in the top seats, everyone's standing, screaming. It's loud. I mean, the whole place is loud. Nobody by you. So I guess it's nice no one's screaming in your ear, but yeah. But the whole place, it's so loud in that place. So yeah, the energy was really good.
Felt like a playoff game. Looked like a playoff.
Yes. And maybe that's part of it. We know we're going to see them. We know we're probably not going to see the Magic.
Sure.
So you don't bring it for that.
For sure.
But I just think Magic and Pacers, those should be games where we get to play a little more offense, try some things with other people that we don't normally do when we really need Tatum Brown all the time. So that kind of bums me out that that's still a pressure time for Tatum and Brown. What? Like these should be games where our offense should be rolling and it just doesn't seem to be. So, but other teams are struggling. I mean, the Warriors, Steph Curry out for another couple of weeks, you know.
Yeah, they won yesterday.
Oh, they did.
They beat the Grizzlies, without Steph.
Oh, wow. Oh,
they're good at home. They just can't win on the road. They just went 1-5 on a road trip, and they come home and beat they can't win on the road. They're like the worst road team in the NBA. It's crazy.
Why is that? Sleep is bad. They're
old.
old.
I think part of it is so they lost like a lot of their role players, like Otto Porter, Gary Payton, and so they're relying on all these young guys. And I guess they just can't. I haven't watched them like on the road, so like I watched yesterday's game, but that'd be my guess. They just have Kuminga and Wiseman. I don't think Wiseman's even playing anymore, but these younger guys just don't bring it on the road. I don't know. It's my guess. Yeah. Very strange. Opponent of the week or week and a half. Did you prepare somebody?
Let's see if we have the same one this week. You want to go first?
I don't think so. No, you go. I think I know who you have. Is it a Wagner?
Banchero.
Oh no, Banchero. No,
Banchero. However you say his name.
He's a tank.
And doesn't argue. Just does his thing.
No, he's just a tank.
Like a machine.
Yeah.
He like shot 19. 3-point lights out. He had 31 points against us.
Yeah.
I thought that the second game that was a little bit, he closed it out for them. Like I think we could not stop him. So he was even efficient. Wasn't like he dribbles around much. He was 7 for 8 from the free throw line. I mean, I loved him. I thought it was really, really good. And he's a rookie.
Yeah, he's like 19. He's unbelievable.
He's a rookie.
It's ridiculous. He's like 19. He looks like he's like 30.
Yes, he is. 6'8", you're right. He's a
like
tank.
250.
Yeah. we couldn't stop him. We could not stop him. Yeah. So anyway, he was my player of the week.
No, I had Tyrese Halliburton, Pacers.
Yes.
He was unbelievable. He's a threat to score. He shoots the three really well, but his passing off like pump fake, like no look, pass the other way to the guy, like right into the bat. Like I thought he was unbelievable. Just like he was just like very, I think, as you like to say, pure point guard, just being able to distribute, shoot when he needs to. He had 33 points, 8 assists against us. He was just
12 for 24. He's very efficient. He was my second. Yeah. He was really good.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
I agree. He's a very good player.
I thought for sure you were gonna have a Wagner.
I might have if the second game they had.
I didn't watch
sort of stepped up.
So
second game they weren't. I mean, the first game it was like an AAU game. The two of them playing together.
The two of them were like, they're just like so in sync.
Where were we?
Backyard,
they did it like, I don't know, 2 or 3 times, and we still weren't catching on in the lane, and we still couldn't cover them. Like, what is going on? They've done it a few times. Why aren't we in the lane? Yeah. And maybe we were just shocked. right? The Wagners. Has anybody
Yeah.
even been talking about the Wagners? I don't know. But anyway, I thought but I think the second game we caught on. They weren't quite as good. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
didn't watch that
Bancaro
one.
just stepped
Yeah,
up
he's an
and did
absolute
what he needed
tank.
to do. And I just love his get to work. He doesn't argue anything. He just
Mhm.
kind of does his thing with this stoic face, and he's a rookie. Like, what? Yeah, good player, very good player. But yes, if the Wagners had stepped up the second game, I would be. I mean, Mo had 25 points in the first game.
Yeah.
What? 25? Yeah.
Checking the standings right now. I want to see where.
Oh, I want to see how they've done
the
since
Magic
playing us. Yeah.
There's
Since
the
they've
third.
played us.
They're tied for third worst in the East. They're 13 and 21.
They were second
Since
worst when they
playing
played us.
They have lost to the Hawks in a close one, 126-125. And then they beat the Rockets, who are terrible. And then they beat the Spurs, who are terrible as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So not
they're
much.
on the up and up, but
Pacers are 8th.
yeah, they're good. I don't know.
They beat Miami the 23rd after they played us.
Yeah,
They
Miami's
beat the
like
Heat.
bad. I don't know what's going on with them.
And
Miami's
they did lose to the Knicks, but only by 3.
The Knicks have been
good.
playing really well too. I don't understand that. I don't like their team at all.
Yeah.
Miami is weird because Miami's weird because they're like us, where like you feel like they know when to like put the gas pedal on and like actually play, but they're 16 and 17. It's like, well, you got to put the gas pedal on a little more, like, because against us they just knew, like, they cranked up the intensity, and I thought they played really well, but every time I look, they're like losing another game to like the Pacers or somebody like that. Like, what?
Hasn't somebody been out though for the Heat?
I
thought
believe so. You're right.
he was my player of the week.
Player of the week.
He was a while ago when we played them. He was my player of the week, I think.
I had Bam as my player of the week. You had Jimmy Butler?
Yes. Hasn't he been out, I think?
Yeah, he was out for a little, but I think
he was out for a little while.
And
I think that makes a big difference. I think that makes a big difference for them.
Oh, for sure.
How he's doing, because they need that closer. And I don't think they have the closer. I think he's their closer. Like he's their short.
I guess you're right. He's not playing.
Yeah, I think he's been
they
out.
had nobody the other night.
Yeah.
They lost to the Bulls the other night. Their starting lineup was Hero, Oladipo, Strus, Highsmith, and Adebayo.
Yeah, because they're a talented team. I just think they need Jimmy Butler to kind of he's the glue. I think he's the glue to that team, because I like Strus. Bam is unbelievable. I mean, they have a lot of talent.
Whenever they play us, they're really good. And then like again, I checked their box scores in the morning, and they lose to Chicago and the Pacers. And
they've had some injuries though. I think Jimmy Butler's been out a few games, and then somebody
Lowry's
else is
apparently not playing.
Yeah. I think they've had a really rough injury run. But they're very talented. If they get it together, I think they make a good run if they can.
Butler played in their last game. And so did Lowry.
He was out for a while though.
Yeah.
So I think they're very talented. I don't rule them out, and I think they could.
I hate playing them. I hate playing Heat. Every time we play them, I'm like, no.
Yeah. They match up well.
Oh my gosh.
They match up well with
hate it.
Yeah. So anyway, I watched, you know who played well yesterday as well? Another is the Sixers. James Harden, that's going to be the Nets are playing well. I mean, I think the East is stepping it up.
Yeah. It's going to be,
we're going to have
be a grind for sure.
Some big hurdles coming up. So everybody's gelling.
I was worried about the Sixers. I feel like we just have the Sixers number. As long as they've had Embiid, we just have
similar to the Bucks. Yeah, I agree. And no Middleton right now. He was out again.
Yeah. We have to discuss this. We actually completely skipped over this. He's like the boogeyman. Oh, Middleton's not playing again. We didn't have Middleton the whole last year. Oh, wait till we get Middleton back next year. Oh, but he's not. I don't know. I don't know what to expect once he's back, if he's ever back, whatever's going on.
And is he going to be 100% anyway? Because they do need that outside shooting. They need him.
And he always killed us when he played.
Yeah.
Always.
He was very good.
So It's like he's
Yeah.
like the boogeyman with them, the X factor. You never know what you get out
They
of him.
looked good yesterday against the Knicks. That was a tight game, but they looked really good, especially at the end. But you're right, Embiid. We have his number. I mean, I
don't know what it is. Any Embiid-led Sixers team doesn't really scare me. The Nets scare me more, actually. I don't know what it is.
They have a lot of talent.
Yes,
they are gelling.
KD's been on fire.
Yeah,
He's
Kyrie's
an
been
MVP
playing well
candidate.
too.
Yeah,
Kyrie's been playing well.
They
so
scare me
it'll
more
be
than
interesting.
the Sixers. It's a beast of an East this year.
Yes,
that's for sure.
West doesn't scare me quite as much.
No, if we can get out of the East, there's no one really out there that.
And in the past years, it's funny because we don't know those teams as well. We've lost to some team. It just seems like when we play them this year, I don't know, like it's not been as difficult for us.
I think that the Nuggets beat the Suns in overtime last night. They're the number 1 team right now. My preseason prediction, if you remember.
Yeah. Yo, did you?
Yeah, the Nuggets was my pick.
I don't even remember my predictions. They're probably so bad.
Yeah, well, once we get to we're about at the halfway, we'll do a podcast and we'll revisit all our
I have them all,
predictions.
But I have them somewhere.
I have all yours as well to record, so we can do that.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where everybody falls. But it's exciting. I think it's an exciting year. It's been
it
ups and
definitely
downs
is.
for everybody. Teams changing, and I don't count people out yet. You're only halfway through, so you get some people
Less than halfway,
even the Warriors steps out for a while, but 40 games left.
He was out for a while last year, and they struggled, and then he came back, and they just went around. You never know. There's always this, and us, we were like, I had like a losing record at this point last year.
Yes, yeah.
So you never know.
And went to the NBA finals.
Yes. Plenty of season to go. That's all I have as well. Happy holidays.
Fun stretch with the exception of a few losses.
It's probably the last podcast of 2022.
That's right. Yeah, unless we do something, maybe I don't know how many games they have
this
week.
I'll pick a schedule right now. I didn't pull that up, and we can see where we're at. But I believe this will be probably the last one.
So Tuesday are the Rockets. Clippers. That's another team that's
rematch at home. Let's go.
Yeah, that's another team that.
And then Denver.
All pieces together, the Clippers. I don't know.
Very mysterious.
And then Denver's not till when? On the 1st.
New Year's.
Yeah. So I say probably next Monday.
Agreed.
Unless you want to try before, but I don't think we're going to have a lot to say about the Rockets.
Agreed.
And I hope.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hope we don't have a lot to say about the Rockets. And then the Clippers, I think Kawhi's been out still.
Has he? What?
No,
he's been playing.
Has he not?
Hope he's been playing. What the heck's going on with that guy?
For some reason, I thought he was out again, but I don't know.
Surprised they didn't play on Christmas, but I guess they didn't know that he was. Yeah, he played in that last game.
Yeah, he's in no stats.
No, he played in their last game.
Oh, they lost to the Sixers.
Yeah.
They beat Charlotte and Washington.
Mm-hmm.
But they did lose to the.
Yeah, he's been playing.
And what
he's been
ranked?
Playing.
They are. What number are they? Oh, they're 5th. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, they're up
that
there.
could be.
Correct. They're
that could be a tough one.
Contender in the West for sure.
Be a tough one. That'll be a fun one to watch. We better win.
And you saw Anthony Davis is out for like.
Yes, indefinitely.
A while.
Yeah, he has a fracture.
That'll put them out.
Yeah, they won yesterday, didn't they? Did they win?
No,
they were winning at halftime.
Yeah.
Or they started out strong.
The Mavericks scored like 60 points in the third quarter or something.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who scored 60 points?
Yeah, exactly.
How many points did Luka have?
They had 51 in the third quarter alone.
Oh wow, yeah. What did Luka end with?
Luka had 32.
Oh no, that's pretty. Wow.
Yeah, I think Christian Wood played really well. Yeah, he had 30 points.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, thank God. Doncic was actually really good. 9 for 16, 9 rebounds, 9 assists.
Wait, he only shot 16 times?
Yeah.
I'm a little proud right now.
And 9
Perhaps
assists,
he's
9
been
rebounds.
listening. Perhaps he's
I
been
know.
listening.
Thank God.
Let the ball go. Otherwise, you're going to keep losing. All right. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Go
See you in
Celtics.
2023.
Celtics year. 2023 is
Yes.
the Celtics year.
Agreed. Should be the Celtics year. No injury. Although that's another thing. Did you see Marcus hobbling a little bit last game too? I am a little worried about him.
Scary.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about him. He plays a tough game. But anyway, he's going to be fine. Cortisone shots. It'll all work out well.
Go Celtics.
Go Celtics.